I just want to show you where we first saw the Wereboy, shapeshifter, skinwalker. I don't know what he was, but we were here in Rock County between Milton and Whitewater, and driving along here on a Sunday afternoon, a bright sunny day, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the weekend before, we had gone into the woods, our Bigfoot research area, and while we were in the woods, we heard a loud buzzing rhythmic sound, like a transformer type sound, really loud. Kept hearing it, couldn't figure out what it was. And then we heard a branch crack, a really big one. But then as we were coming out of the woods, there was a mud hole as we had entered. There were no tracks in the mud hole when we entered, but when we exited, there were 2 wolf prints. And I have pictures of that. And it was strange because we saw no wolf anywhere. And it's only a 1 square block of woods by a farm. And it was really strange. But then the next weekend, we're coming out to our Bigfoot research area again, and we're driving right here. And as we're driving here along this left shoulder of the road, we see what looks to be a Wereboy. He looked normal at first until he looked up at us. And the reason why he looked odd then was because he had huge teeth and matted hair, like he'd been living under a rock or under a bridge or something. When we saw him, we both screamed at the same time, came here and made a U-turn so that we could go back and get video and pictures of him, because he was so weird looking that he could not be completely human. His teeth were very big and flat, twice the size of human teeth. The shocking thing about his teeth, though, was that they were yellow, green, and brown streaked. His eyes were a little bit darkened around the rims. He had a normal nose, a little bit of a brow ridge. His hair was shocking, though, and that's the first thing that we noticed when we were driving along, because his hair was very long if it was wet and combed, but the way we saw it, it was all matted into a ball at his shoulders. It was matted all over his head, and the kid looked like he had crawled out from under a bed of leaves that he'd been under for the last 2 years, and it was shocking. He had his head down when we first saw him, walking along the shoulder right here, and we were headed the other direction. And he had on clean clothes, though, which was really strange. He had on a plaid shirt, a navy blue hoodie that was partially zipped up, blue jeans, which was all completely normal. But then on his feet, he had like slip-on kid shoes, like the canvas slip-ons, like you used to wear when you were a kid or whatever. But they were all perfectly clean. No, his hair was not. His teeth were awful. Worse than a dog that you'd let go for years. Shocking. But big, flat teeth, perfectly straight. You could see the upper row and the lower row of teeth. They were together. He was in a grimace. But the weirdest thing was he had like a somewhat of a muzzle, but not a big one, more like a chimpanzee muzzle. You know how a chimpanzee's mouth sticks out just a little bit, and then with the big teeth, or not so big teeth, but This guy had great big teeth, and he looked at us as though, I know you, and you know me, and you know what I am. And we both screamed, and we made a U-turn right here, and we came back, and I'll show you where we went. We were going to go down the road, pass him by, because I was almost afraid that he would turn into a wolf. I know it's crazy, but what went through my head was that he would turn into a wolf, jump into the back of the pickup truck, and turn into a wolf and do something bad to us. And so I didn't want to stop and pull over where he was, because I did not want to be that close to him. He frightened us. So what we were going to do was go down by the cemetery, turn around, aim our car out, and as he walked by, which he was going to have to do, we got the video cameras out, we got our cell phones out, we were ready to take video of him and pictures, and I'll show you where we were sitting. We were in a prime position to get pictures and video of him, and somehow we were thwarted again, because who would pick him up? Nobody in their right mind would pick that kid up, although somebody did, which I find really strange. I'm going to go down the road and show you where we pulled over. We just made a U-turn here. Our Bigfoot spot is a little bit farther down the road. We made a U-turn here, came down the road, and he's still walking along the shoulder here on the right. Bright sunny day, you could see everything. And we're thinking, we're so smart, we're going to get video this time. We're not going to let this go by. So we're thinking, okay, he's going to come walking along here, and we're going to pull in here by this cemetery. See this cemetery here on the right? But see these two trees right there, the big ones? And there's another big one. So we pull in here. And then we make a U-turn in this driveway here. See, here's the cemetery over here. We just turn around in this driveway, so we're aimed in the right direction for him to come walking by and get perfect video and perfect pictures. Well, that wasn't to be. Why did we think we could do that? I'm telling you, you get a camera out and these things just disappear. So we're sitting here. No, actually, we were a little farther back. Hold on. Because I want you to see why we couldn't see really if he got thrown into that vehicle, or if he got in it on his own. Okay, so we were right here because we were going to pull up and get more video and pictures as he went walking by here. He was going to come down here, and when he got to this point, we were going to pull up there and get pictures and video while we were still in the locked vehicle, so he couldn't get at us. And we were sitting here, and my girlfriend, we see a white van coming from this direction, going that way, the opposite direction he was walking. And my girlfriend said, they're going to pick him up. And I said, they're not going to pick him up. Who would pick him up? Take a look at him. Nobody's going to give that kid a ride. And I thought we were just secure in what we were going to get on this kid. And that van, it was a white, like double-decker panel van, completely brand new, no markings on it whatsoever. I don't know if there was one man in there or two. The one man was in just a regular shirt, no uniform or anything. And they made a U-turn and stopped by that tree over there, the big tree right in the middle that you can see in the video right now. And they made the U-turn, pulled up along next to that kid. And I don't know if the one guy got out, the driver did. And see, I couldn't see if there was another guy in the van because of those two trees right there. But they pulled over, and the door opened on the side of the van, and I don't know whether they put him in or he got in on his own, and they made another U-turn and went back this way. So what we did was pull out here right behind them, and we went 70 miles an hour down this highway all the way into Whitewater, and we could never find or catch that vehicle again. We looked down every side street, we looked down each driveway, we looked down every direction you could, and we should have been right on that truck's tail, and that truck disappeared, that van disappeared completely with that whatever that was, shapeshifter. That's something just inexplicable to me. Nearby here is Lima Marsh, where Bigfoot has been sighted, and we've got a Bigfoot area here where we've seen Bigfoot and UFOs. And then Whitewater is just down the road where Laura Davis had her sighting of a dogman. I'm going to go there next and show you that area. And the two Whitewater students supposedly somehow found their way into the end of the gravel pit or the limestone quarry and jumped in all on their own one night on their way home from drinking. And you know what? That could have not happened, because I've been there, and there's no way those boys could have fought their way through the brush and the bramble to get to the end of that quarry and jump in where they supposedly jumped in. I think somehow they were dropped in there from something or someone. I don't know what's going on out here, but this is the weirdest area. Dogman, Bigfoot, UFOs, shapeshifters. I don't know what's going on, but I wanted you to see this area because this is where he disappeared and we never saw him again. Although right down the road, the week before, someone reported seeing a large, oversized wolf with glowing blue eyes sitting on the corner on this same highway just the week before, the same day that my friend and I saw the wolf prints as we came out of the woods after we heard the loud electronic buzzing type noise. We never found out what that noise was. Could have been made by Bigfoot or something. And that's where we saw the UFO, and there's just weird stuff going on around here. Okay, I'm going to shut this off for now.